Capitol Hill to Wall Street. This is Politics and Profits with your host, Rick Amato.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Rick Amato. It's time for Politics and Profits.
We follow the trends on Capitol Hill that lead to the profits on Wall Street. We expose the hard facts of what your elected officials are doing when you're not looking. And we show you how you can profit from their politics. The American dream is alive and well, and you can be proud to call America your home. And now, it's Rick Amato.
Welcome to Politics and Profits, everybody. I'm Rick Amato. So glad you joined us here on the EAN TV network. Listen, I think we can all agree, regardless of what your political views are, we can all agree we can use some humor today in this world that we're currently living in. However, the type of humor may differ, may vary based upon our political views. But is that right? Should it be that way? And how can we get more humor in today's world? Join me at this time from West Los Angeles, Sherman Oaks to be exact, is a friend of mine and one of our culture's funniest professional men out there. He is a media investor, creator of the 24/7 comedy radio format, also author of the book, or should I say also founder and CEO of the upstart Crave News, and he's author of the book, Common Sense 80%, the Absolute Political Majority. I happen to agree with that title. Let's welcome Kent Emmons. Kent, good to see you.
Rick, how are you, man?
Doing terrific. Kent, I think it's a given. We all can use some humor today, huh?
I think so, but I've got a little bit of news I've got to tell you. I've been watching the news yesterday and today, and for years, a lot of my friends have been saying, you know what, you've built a couple of media companies, you ought to get into politics, and as you know, I've thought about a Senate run and some different things like that, but I think I finally found my political home. So here's what I'm going to, if it's okay, announce it on your show.
Let's hear it.
Okay. I've decided to run for president of the Republic of Chaz in the middle of Seattle. What do you think? Are you following this stuff? Okay, so there's 6 blocks in Seattle that they've built a wall around. This is no kidding. Are you following this? 6 blocks around it, and there are guys in there with guns, great big guns. This is my lifestyle. They've already built the wall. They've got huge guns, and apparently some great restaurants in there and free rent. I'm getting out of here, dude. So if you don't mind, I'm going to announce my candidacy for president of Chaz right here.
How surreal is this? It sounds like a third world country, does it not?
Yeah, so it is kind of interesting, and I've kind of thought, like, how fun would that be to do this in Los Angeles too, right? You take off, you take some of the area. Again, I'm not sure how they're going to tax it or things like that, but I would love to have my own DMV in Agora Hills. That would be awesome. My own little, city hall kind of a thing with my own military. It would be great, and I think in our neighborhood we've got enough weapons to have our own military. Matter of fact, you know what I have come to think of it? I may skip that. I'll see who becomes president of Chaz. I'll take my military from old Agora up there, and we'll take him over.
This is hilarious. Then
we'll apply to the United States for federal funds for help, foreign aid. What do you think?
I like the idea. Kent, if you want to be politically incorrect up there in Chaz, you may want to serve decaf coffee. I don't know.
You know what? I was thinking frappuccinos. We call it the Frappuccino capital of the world. I wonder if Howard Schultz might even support us. I don't know.
That is hilarious. I was not expecting that. And I was wondering, where's Kent going with this? Running president of what?
When's the last time you had a presidential candidate announced on your show?
First time ever.
There you go. And on top of that, a new country. Now we got to figure out how we get the United Nations to recognize us. I mean, they'll recognize darn near anything, so if you give them enough money. So, Rick, next time I'm down in San Diego, down in your neck of the woods, I'm going to pass the hat around for our United Nations fund for the city of Chaz, or for the country of Chaz.
Country of Chaz. Hilarious. Well, I start out saying, can we use more humor? And you just burst the bubble. You did it. You created humor. Has humor changed today forever in America based upon, I'll call it political correctness after these recent events?
Yeah, it's kind of funny because, like, for people who really have a good sense of humor, it hasn't changed at all. And a funny joke or a funny premise is a funny joke is a funny premise. And with all this racial stuff going on, I've got comedians, having run comedy networks, comedians of all different races, colors, genders,
Yeah.
still trying to figure out their genders, everything in between. And everybody embraces their own stereotype. I mean, look, I come from Southern Illinois originally, and I'm a Tennessee resident. You don't get not much more redneck than that, right? When I hear a redneck joke, I think it's the funniest thing in the world if it's not in mean spirit. And I think that where people are missing the boat is anytime somebody's telling a joke and it's ethnic or it's whatever, if it's not in mean spirit and if it's just funny and embracing it, like I think Dave Chappelle is one of the greatest, and he tells some of the greatest ethnic jokes ever told.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, Chris Rock, same thing. And
by the way, I got to jump in here and tell you, just interrupt for a moment. My son brought to my attention. We watch it on demand. I never knew it when it was live. You mentioned Chris Rock. We watch every night. Everybody Hates Chris, and it's a hilarious sitcom, and it pokes fun at stereotypes. But go ahead.
Of course. Well, I mean, you think about it. That's what makes things funny. And so if people would get out of this, oh my God, that's racist, just because there's an ethnic mention or something like that, it's just stupid. And again, racism, if you look up the definition of it, it really has to do with, okay, do you consider yourself superior, your race superior to the other race? And you would have to be a total moron for anyone to do that. They're out there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you got the crazies in the sheets, and then you got the Black Panthers. You got racists of all sorts. But unless you're saying something with malice or hate in your heart, or it's something where it's derogatory, or where you're taking a stand that your race is superior to another race, it doesn't qualify as racism. Yet weak people who are weak, people who tend to have that victim mentality, go there immediately. One, it's a great way for them to get attention and all that. And, like a lot of my Black and Asian friends and folks like that, they actually take just the opposite stance. They are offended that somebody would call something humorous racist, because there was no intention of hate or anything like that. So I think that's where it's got to come around. And for whatever reason, the whole thing got politicized, and it's, funny is funny is funny.
Funny is funny is funny. And Kent, I think you're demonstrating right here that humor is humor is humor no matter what. I mean, you weren't constrained by today's events. You came out right of the gate with a hilarious scenario. Tell us about our viewers about.
The only reason I did it is because I've always wanted to be called presidential candidate Ted Emmons. Now, I never dreamed it would be for the Republic of Chaz in the middle of Seattle. But what the hell, right? That gets me some street cred. I may be able to get booked onto some of the greats. I may be able to get onto Drudge.
Tell us about your new project, Crave News. I know a little bit about it. Our viewers may be hearing about it for the first time. It sounds like a very cutting edge, exciting project.
It's kind of interesting. There's a massive hole in the news space. I mean, you've got the same voices, on the far right, the same voices on the far left. I say far, just on the right and the left in particular. And it's almost, it's just kind of ridiculous. And it all sounds the same. It's kind of like if I was reporting news on the news, I would be saying, okay, and tonight on Fox News, Hannity's got somebody on there. And he, of course, is reminding everyone that Trump walks on water. And then he's got a bunch of other old white people on there who will bitch and moan. And then they'll all team up with a topic. What's the guy that's on the 5? The black.
Yeah, Juan Williams.
Yeah. And the other whiteys will team up on Juan Williams and beat him up on a subject that no one really cares about to start with. Now on CNN tonight, we've got Don Lemon babbling, saying shit that makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, absolutely no sense. And that Trump is a racist and da-da-da-da-da. Now on MSNBC, Rachel Maddow just got her hair cut even shorter. Now that the haircut places are open, it's like the same crap every single day. So I mean, people want to have news with an edge. They want to be able to, Rick, when you were up in the studio a couple weeks ago, we have those conversations that are like we're having right now. You've got one of those great shows. I love being on your show because anything goes. It's fun, it's interesting, and you can actually talk what's on your mind. As though you're, of course, next time you're up, you came in early last time. Next time we're cracking some whiskey open. But you're having a drink and talking news, talking politics, talking, whatever's on your mind. So we think there's a huge market for that.
All right, Kent Emmons, and your author also authored the book, and you've described your whole philosophy. I love the book title, Common Sense 80%, The Absolute Political Majority. It's available at Amazon.com. Hey, listen, we look forward to having you back and catching up with Crave News. Any final comments, Ken?
No, Rick, I tell you what, I love what you're doing. Your show is fantastic. You're fantastic. You're a great American, great patriot, and keep it up. And have some fun with the show. Keep it up. I mean, you got a great sense of humor too.
Well, I appreciate that. And we got a good friend of yours coming up right after you, Michael Loftus.
Oh, my God. Would you tell Loftus I said hi and just stick your tongue in his ear for me?
I'll pass. All right.
Thanks, Brother Rick. Great seeing you.
Great seeing you. Broadcasting back after this.
Politics and Profits with Rick Amato is brought to you by Liberatory Accounting, the IRS problem solvers. To find out how Liberatory Accounting can help you, call 877-6-SOLVER. That's 877-6-SOLVER.